Hello everyone, welcome back in another episode. So we are starting to get the chassis rail right. We have welded in the inner part and now we are ready to finally fix the new outer part on the car. So we're going to weld on the edge and we have made a couple of holes where we're going to join the inner and the outer chassis rail. I have been also working on the rear of the car, cleaning out the old gravel protection, so we will have a nice clean area to work. Okay, so the chassis rail has been welded on and the welds have been grinded and everything was put in primer color just to keep the material safe from corroding and from getting spots of rust. The next few clips will be of the finished product. Now we're just waiting for the rest of the chassis rail towards the back to be done. Hello guys, we are back in the workshop. So the front end is progressing slowly but surely. We went and scrubbed the inside of the upper A-pillar. I have used this attachment that I have fabricated out of a rod and a brush attachment. Went into it and scrubbed it out a little bit. Then I have applied some rust converter, the NCH Europe one. I have a rust converter test video that I'm going to link somewhere on the top of the video. You can see what the differences are between them and why I have used this particular one on this section. After that I have applied a coat of primer color using a spray can of primer color and this straw attachment that has these little holes on the end of it, so it's kind of a wide spraying pattern. This way I have protected the inside from rusting, because after you apply rust converter, after 24 hours you have to cover it, and after this has been dried, I applied the coats. I have put in the red color to kind of seal the primer color, so the upper A pillar is now protected from corrosion, and we have cut out this portion of the A pillar. We have the replacement sheet metal here. This one comes installed on the inside, sort of like that, but higher. I'm not going to punch it in now, just to give you an idea. And we also have an additional support. This is this sheet metal here. This is from a 2mm zinc coated metal, and this one comes in the inside of the inner A-pillar support, kind of like this. We're going to spot weld it just to kind of give it a little bit more structural rigidity, because the hinges from the doors are welded on and this stuff always gets flexed, and also these cars are not the strongest. As you can see, the structural strength and materials have come a long way in the last 50 years. So this is it. We have also changed the chassis rail. We have the front end done with the inside reinforcement, and now we're progressing towards the back. We have almost everything ready for the new floor pan to go inside. Let's go take a closer look so you will kind of see what's happening. This bit here, the inner support, has been treated with rust converter after it was wire brushed. And primer color, we're going to put it in red just to kind of seal it off. We have the inside nice and red. This surface here is ready to be filled with new sheet metal. This is going to be cut out when the new rocker panel comes in. Here we can see the inner portion of the chassis rails. So this is nice and primed. This edge here has been treated with also rust converter and zinc spray. So this is the main point from which we are making all the measurements out. Underneath this new floor pan is the old floor pan, and these 2 points are the mounting points for the front seats. We don't want to change those because those are the basic measurements, so we have still left the old floor pan in, and these 2 points are keeping our new floor pan in check regarding the length and the depth. So this will not be changed with the new floor pan. We have cut it out in the front part and bolted into the chassis rails. Now coming out, we have put in the inner portion of the A-pillar now. The outer portion is now just waiting because this needs to be addressed and welded fully when the doors are on, because we can still do some small filling with it before we weld it in. The inner reinforcement is done. Here we have the pickup point for the car, Wagenheben Aufnahme or something like that in German. This comes mounted here, and when we were working on the inside, we have put in an L-shaped profile just to kind of keep our length and also the height of the new floor pan in check with the old seal. You can see it in here. This is keeping our floor pan pressed towards the A-pillar and in the same height. This edge is where it will be mounted together, and we will also continue from the A-pillar with the new wing mounting portion, but we will not change the whole bit, because if we were, then we would have to weld it here, and this means either weld it with the meeting point or overlap, and then you have to put filler on. So because this is still healthy, we're just going to clean off and see towards which part the rust comes, and then cut this one as a donor part and replace just the rusty part, so we're not doing the whole bit. And it also kind of holds the measurements, the length of this side of the car. Over here we had some rust issues, and we're going to fix it. With this we had to keep in mind the length from this wall of the chassis rail towards the outer edge. We have done some measurements on the other side and before, so we can compare, because we don't want to put this too much outwards or inwards, because this will affect the geometry of the A-pillar. So this replacement sheet metal is coming, and it was measured from the chassis rail towards the outer edge. On the upper edge, we were careful to put the A-pillar on the same holes for the fender, just because we want to keep the original measurements and holes that were for the original fender, because if you were to shift this or make a move, then chances are your fender will not be mounted correctly. Then you will have to make bigger holes to kind of adjust it, and this will also then affect your gap between the doors and the fenders, and the fender with the front portion of the car.